Welcome to Rooted and Rising, the podcast. I'm Denise Jackson, your host, and I'm so excited to have you join us on these journeys of hope and growth from the greenhouse. Enjoy the conversation. My special guest today is Tracy Scudder. She's a good friend, a Wimberley local. She has business in town. You want to talk to us about your business?
I have, my mom and I, our family has Oldie's Burgers. It's the best burger in Wimberley.
Yeah.
Voted 6 years in a row. I also am a realtor.
And she sells real estate, so she finds you your perfect, like your nest. And I love that.
I've been licensed since 1996. And I also work for AJA Electric.
Oh my gosh. This woman is busy. And she has a daughter and...
A daughter, son-in-law, and 3 grandchildren.
And 3 grandchildren.
Yes.
How fun. I'm excited today because it is the day that we are recording is the 1-year anniversary of my great-grandson, Milo. Yeah. I'm so happy. They're such a blessing.
That's so sweet.
Lives. Yes,
I know.
I
love the grands.
Let's just begin. Talk to me about maybe some times in your life or a time in your life that really was a hard season and how you handled that.
April 30th of 2018, Rick and I said goodbye to our dog, Hazel. She was our Rottweiler rescue. We loved her very dearly. And the next morning, Rick had a heart attack and died.
Oh my gosh.
He had what was called the Widowmaker. Very unexpected, except he did complain that he hurt a little bit, but we had a doctor's appointment that afternoon. He, it was like one of those things where it was very surreal. I had showered, he had made the bed, and he was playing solitaire with his cards. And I looked at him and I said, we had a really hard day yesterday. I said, I'm just going to work from home today because I just didn't want to be away from home and him
and memories
of the puppy, and that's where we had her put down, was in our den, and I mean it was just a really hard day. And anyway, and I looked at him and I said, I love you, and he said, I love you too, sugar. Then I looked at my phone and my peripheral vision made me turn, and he had just slumped over.
Oh wow.
And I tried CPR, but he was gone. And a lot of it was a blur for a long time because your body has been, by the grace of God, able to shut that out for a little while. I think it's to, what is that, flight or flee, or
fight or flight.
And so you kind of suppress it all. It was the day of or the day after. My brother called me from Dallas, Todd, and he got me on the phone and he said, I want to tell you something. He said, I know this is horrific. I know you're hurting. I know this is a hard time for you. He said, but you cannot be a victim. He said, you have to get up. You have to get out every day. You have to do what you can do. Don't let this define you. You are not a victim. God called him home. Rewinding that a while, 4 years before he passed, his family were 4th generation Scudders that attended at Chapel on the Hills. And one day, and he just really didn't want to do it. He was like, no, and he believed in God, but he didn't really go to church, and I've always believed in God and Jesus. I wish I'd not found him earlier, but thrown myself a little bit more into him, yes, earlier in my life. But
it's all a journey, right?
It is a journey.
And we don't, there's no condemnation.
No.
Even if you're in the worst situation right now with your choices, there's no condemnation.
No, there's
and we believe that, and we're not the ones that are judging, for sure, because we should be judged, but we don't get judged.
That's it. So, I mean,
awesome.
and I've worked through that, maybe shame in my own right, that I didn't come to him earlier, to Jesus. Years ago, I said, well, I'm going to church this morning. And he's like, okay, go have fun, go to church. Came back, he said, how was it? I said, it was great. We had a great time. I sat with your dad and Janet, and I love everybody at church. And next Sunday, get up. I go, are you going to go? And he goes, no, I'm not going to go. I said, okay, I'll see you later. Went to church, went to lunch after church. Didn't go straight home this time. Went to lunch with everybody after church. And so I went home. He goes, well, what took you so long? I said, well, went to lunch with everybody from church. And he's like, okay. Was it good? I said, great. Next Sunday, I get dressed and I'm putting my outfit on. And what are you doing? He goes, I'm coming to church.
Oh, praise God.
Okay.
And see, what a great witness. Because, I really want women to know that like berating your husband into something doesn't ever
No,
work.
I wasn't going to do that. I was just like, whatever.
Listen, I did it. I berated Lee for years to try to get him to stop smoking, but when I started praying for him and shut my mouth, then all of a sudden he stopped smoking.
Yeah, it's one of those
it's
things.
Like those are the things that we tend to do as women, is we think we can change our husbands.
No,
and
you can't. You can't.
And so being peaceful, that's awesome. Like, I didn't want to go to church without Lee, and it was hard every single time I went to church without him. But I did for years.
Yeah, no, this is just took a little while, and we went and became members, and we're 5th generation members now of the chapel in Hillsville. Then it's interesting because I'm like, where are you going? It was a Sunday afternoon. He goes, well, I told the church I'd come and do da-da-da-da-da and help them do this. And he's like, and so it just got to be, then he became ushers, and then I became where I spoke, read scripture. And so I know Jesus was in his heart when he passed.
We don't grieve like other people. And the thing I've thought about a lot lately is we grieve.
Oh, yeah.
Still, it's hard to be here. But with this hope of seeing them again and knowing that that's the future, it
takes
just makes
a little
like
sting away.
Well, so that we can keep walking.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, like, there are so many people when I've lost them that I would just have stayed on the floor, and really it would have just not, I couldn't have gotten up. I couldn't have done like your brother said. To be a victor. And that is what we are. We are victors because we know the truth, and we know we're here for just a short time.
And I tell people this all the time, literally could not have gotten out of bed without God. Mm-hmm. There is absolutely no way. No. And I think you and I talked about it the other day about, I was at a stoplight and I was on my phone on Facebook and somebody honked behind me. I was on 290 and I was about to go, but I put my phone down and then a car zoomed through the red light. Like, okay, so I was on my phone, which people are like, you have to be on your phone, but
that saved you.
It did. And I believe that there was that angel.
And this is the thing, the thing that I know is that our days are ordered. There will be a day when we go home.
Right.
And it'll be okay. Because that's really where we want to be.
Yeah.
But while we are here for work still to do. And I know, like, what you do every day out in this community matters.
No.
Like, I'm not saying that to make you feel better. I'm saying, like, you are here because God sent you.
Yeah.
He sent you to encourage others to show God's light, Jesus' light in this earth, the love of God that's in Christ Jesus. And I've had the chance to see you with some of your clients for real estate lately. And what a joy that is. Yes, God provides through that for you. But that's not why you're out there. You're out there to find their nest. You know their lives. You know their needs. You're praying for them.
Absolutely.
Like, that is so critical. And so I have a story. When I was 16, my mother told me, so this is just an example of where I was not where I should have been.
Right.
But God had me in the palm of his hand anyway.
Yeah.
So my mother told us, we had a pool, and it was a heated pool. It was the middle of the winter. And it was Laredo, so it wasn't too bad probably. But it was cold, and we were swimming. And she had said, don't leave the yard. Okay? And it's night. And Jesse Jackman, my great friend from growing up, comes by with this cute little sports car, a convertible. We did not listen to my mother. We got in this convertible. Me and my sister and another friend were sitting on the top. My other friend was dating Jesse at the time. And so she was sitting in the front with him. There was a Whataburger in our town. And there was a back, so you could circle around the Whataburger. So it was the hangout joint for all of our friends. You know, and it was like maybe 2 miles from our house. It wasn't far. And he said, just let's go. We'll drive around Whataburger and come home. And I was like, oh, good. So we're sitting on the back in bikinis. Okay? Like we're in a parade or something.
Like,
exactly. We drive around Whataburger. We come out, and there's a light right there, Pat, when you're coming back to my house. But just like right there by Whataburger, everybody can see us. The girls, so the other two had gotten down on the floorboards because they were in their bikinis. I did not. Sorry to say. I was just But so I'm still sitting up there, and I see this car coming towards us. I see the light. It's green. I mean, I don't have time, and I might have screamed, but I knew it was going to hit us.
Oh my gosh.
So this guy the guy that hit us was drunk, and so he never put on his brake ever.
Yeah.
He hit us, and I remember spinning, holding on to the car. So I remember saying 1, 2, and then I heard a voice say, "Let go." And I let go. And and everybody saw me fly out of the car. And people had been killed on that corner before.
Oh my gosh.
I flew out of the car, and the next thing I remember is standing next to the car. Everybody else had injuries, not terrible, but injuries. I didn't have a cut. I didn't have a bruise. I just believed that an angel saved my life.
I know.
And I said, "Why?" And then my brother died a couple of years later in a car accident.
Yeah.
And what I said was why?
Yeah.
But I really do know now that we have a job to do where we are.
Yeah.
And they have jobs to do where they are. And until we're done, we aren't going to be back. We are going to live this life. So I love that he's protecting you still, because you still have a lot of things to do in this world.
Well, I'm lucky we didn't have young children. I mean, I was 47. I was widowed at 47. So was my grandmother, which is very strange.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't have any young children. And I have such deep-rooted compassion for these young widows that have children. All of a sudden, their world is rocked.
And all of a sudden, you're responsible, even if you are a widow older. I've watched so many of my friends go through that. And it's like, oh my gosh, I have to do everything myself.
We have a 3-story home. It's one of those things where I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got to go all the way back upstairs. Because I forgot whatever. When I used to be able to just text Rick and say, hey, could you throw it down through the laundry chute?
Oh my gosh. I love that memory.
Now I have to go. But and we did have many wonderful years together. I knew he was the one when he put his hand on the small of my back, and it was like electrified. And we were just friends. I mean, there was not, So we had a really good relationship.
Which is like not the whole world gets.
No, and it was one of those things where he was 16 years older than me, but he was acted like a 12-year-old.
Well, yeah, and he didn't look 16 years older than you.
And so, but we traveled together, we laughed, we weren't even married yet, and I had a surgery, and he was taking care of me, and my grandmother died. Mm-hmm. I was completely out of it, but he got me on a plane with him to Dallas, to the funeral, to the hotel, back to the airport, back home.
He was definitely a keeper.
And he took care of me. And I don't really remember that whole trip because it was grief and surgery.
So God says he gives us a priest and king in our husbands, in our household. And that's like the image right there of somebody that will just stop everything to care for and make sure you don't miss something that meant a lot.
He had his
because we're all
shortcomings.
human.
I mean, but for the most part, the good that he did and how he took care of me outweighed all that.
Yeah, I'm not perfect in so many ways.
I'm not.
And our husbands are just human too.
That's right.
And they have to come to the same knowledge of Jesus and the Father's love for them. And it's hard because a lot of them had fathers that didn't teach them about the love of God.
And that's the
thing
too.
They had to grow into that.
That's the thing too, because his dad was the best father-in-law I could ever ask for. But you have to remember too that Rick was married prior to me for 32 years.
Oh wow!
It was not a good marriage for him, and his mechanism to communicate was to fight it out. Well, that's not me. Yeah. And so we worked together on that, and he changed.
That's good.
He did, because I kept saying, this is not the nerd. We need to talk.
So you were part of...
I was part of his...
revelation of who he was going to become.
Exactly. I think about him every day, but to think about us sitting on the porch and listening to... After his dad died on Christmas Day in 2017. So Rick died 4 months after his dad. After that, we were listening in Mercy Me. And so we would just listen to it, and the only, imagine. And I would always be like, God, I can't even imagine what it's like to see Jesus, like hug him. I mean, and there's this one picture that I always see where the girl is running up and she's hugging on him. Like, God, I just bet that's the best.
It is.
You know, and so.
Did you ever go through a time where you thought, great, are you really even there, or do you care about?
I had words, and I had lunch with Becky Ball. I told her, I said, I've been kind of angry, you know, and I wasn't angry at Rick. I was angry at God.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I knew Rick wouldn't want to leave.
Yeah,
and that's my anger towards God. Was towards God.
Yeah.
But God can always take it. He knows my inner thoughts. He knows my heart.
Yes,
he knows that me getting angry at him is not
and
denying him.
What he desires more than anything
is us to talk.
Relationship.
Yes. And
that's what he wants.
And so Becky said, oh, he can handle it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Becky, you're
so
so right. Because I'd be like, I'm so mad at you. Why have you done? And then I'm like, I'm sorry, let me in heaven. You know, but then Becky's like, no, he knows your heart. He knows that you're grieving. He knows that you're sad, but he also is glad you're turning to him in anger or praise.
You know, it's a comfort to me that Jesus came and lived in the earth because he lived like we live. And when his best friend died, he cried.
He knew
even though you know everybody says he knew he was going to rise again, and I'm not even positive of that. He knew God had sent him for that time, but
I don't think he knew.
I don't think he knew right then.
Not then.
He was heartbroken at the pain in the sisters and the pain he felt.
He felt the pain.
He felt the pain, and we feel pain. We love, and he wants us to love like that.
Oh my God, he does. You know, and so that got me through, and that gets me through still every day. You know.
So I hope that if you're listening in, that you've gone to the website eastgreenhouse.com and signed up to be part of our community of women that support one another. That's what this is all about.
Important.
Yes, because we need one another. Because we need to be lifted up on those days when we just feel like crud. We just don't know what to do. We want to be reminded that God still is good. God still is on our side.
Yeah.